equal payment sinking fund. In this type of investment mode, the objective is to determine the equivalent amount A that should be deposited at the end of every interest period to obtain a future sum F at the end of nth interest period at an interest rate I compounded every period. The cash flow diagram of this investment type is, we have a timeline. We know what is the future sum we are supposed to get at the end of nth interest period. For this, we need to determine how much we need to invest at the end of every interest period up to nth interest period. This investment type is called as annuity. So, how much annuity we need to invest at the end of every year till the nth year to get a future sum of F at the end of nth year. The mathematical representation of the statement is, with known value of F and unknown value of A, I interest rate and N interest period, where the factor A/F is called equal payment sinking fund factor. The formula to obtain equal payment sinking fund is A is equal to F into I divided by 1 plus I to the power of N minus 1. Here I is in terms of decimals.
Let's solve a problem on equal payment sinking fund. Mr. Chetan estimates an expenditure of rupees 10 lakhs for his daughter's medical college from now. He plans to deposit an equal amount at the end of every year for next 10 years at 8% interest rate compounded annually. Find the equivalent amount that must be deposited at the end of every year for next 10 years. So let's understand the question now. For the medical college expenses of Mr. Chetan, he is estimating that he require about 10 lakh rupees after 10 years from now. So he plans or he wishes to deposit an equal sum of amount every year from the end of next year, so that he is going to get an amount of rupees 10 lakhs after 10 years. For this particular investment, the bank is giving an interest of 8%, which is compounded annually. So in this question, we are supposed to determine how much Mr. Chetan needs to invest into the bank. That is the equal amount, how much he needs to invest after the end of every year, so that at the end of 10th year he is going to get 10 lakh rupees. We'll solve the problem. We'll write down the given data. So we have the future value of Mr. Chetan, which is 10 lakh rupees. So future value, which is F, is equal to rupees 10 lakh. The interest period, which is small n, which is 10 years. Interest rate, which is I, is equal to 8%. So this I am converting into decimals now itself. 8 divided by 100, which is 0.08. Now we are supposed to draw the cash flow diagram for this particular situation. So as usual, you have the timeline and you have cash inflows and cash outflow. Cash inflow, cash outflow, and this is time. So timeline is for 10 years, so I'll draw the cash flow diagram. So starting with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10. So Mr. Chetan wants 10 lakh rupees coming into his account after 10 years. So we know what is the future value of Mr. Chetan after 10 years. So that money should get into his account. This is the value of F, which is rupees 10 lakh. Now we are supposed to determine how much he need to invest every year so that he is going to get 10 lakh rupees at the end of 10 years. So we have to determine what is this fixed amount he needs to deposit. So this is the annuity which is we are supposed to determine for this particular problem. So we have the equation to determine the fixed installment. Fixed installment, which is the annuity, is equal to future sum multiplied by I divided by 1 plus I to the power of n minus 1. So I'll substitute the values for this particular equation. I'm going to write it over to this side, which is equal to the value of A. So future sum is 10 lakhs multiplied by rate of interest is 8%, which is 0.08 divided by 1 plus I value is again 0.08 to the power of n. N is 10 years minus 1. So we'll solve this particular term and then multiply it with 10 lakh rupees. So which is equal to 10 lakh multiplied by 0.08 divided by, I'll open up the brackets, 1 plus 0.08 to the power of 10, close it, minus 1. I'll solve it. So I'm getting the value as 0.069. 0.069. Now we'll multiply these two. This is fairly a simple multiplication. So the fixed installment A will be equal to rupees 69,000. So Mr. Chetan has to invest 69,000 every year for 10 years with an interest rate of 8% from the bank. He can get rupees 10 lakhs for his daughter's medical expenses.